Hello, and happy Mandela Day.
Happy Mandela Day from Green Net.
Happy Tattoo Mandela Day.
Sorry we're a bit late. We had a bit of technical difficulties, but we are here now.
That's it, we are back. And yeah, very excited. We're having a wonderful Mandela Day. We were out at our Vuguzenzele garden in Louisiana this morning with mentors from Tanda who came and gave us lots of technical advice. It was fantastic. I'll be uploading those videos onto the page, onto the Green Net page later this afternoon. So you'll be able to see those. Thanks again to Ra and Mzwandile and Pagamani for a fantastic morning, and to everybody in Louisiana who attended. I'm Helen, if you don't know me. This is Di, and over there is Mo. We're all from the Green Net, and welcome to our live transmission.
Hey.
Okay, so Mo, what feedback from this morning in the gardens? What do you have?
Well, let me just say it was a lovely morning. Sorry, it was a lovely morning. I learned a lot. Oh, it's so fantastic, so great. Well, it started all off by Pagamani telling us that organic is life. So whenever you think of organic, think life, because yeah, the two just correlate for some reason. For every reason, they correlate. So yes, he was telling us how important it is to be able to have crops growing in your own backyard, to be able to feed yourself and have that as a mechanism of independence, and how just wonderful that you don't have to go to the shops anymore, and you can do it all in your backyard, and it costs less, so you have to worry less about getting money to have to pay for food, because you grow it in your own backyard, and just how healthy and nutritious the food is that you grow from your backyard compared to the food that you maybe get from the market. Not saying that it's not healthy, it is also healthy, but organic and food from your backyard is much healthier, because you also get to have relation with that type of food. Look at that, you're having relationship with food now, so it's like having your own baby. It's like it's like yeah, it's really amazing. It's really amazing, and yeah, it was just so nice how he taught us that you should space out evenly when you growing your plants, and when you growing your seeds, the ways of watering them, that you should use a watering can and not maybe a hose pipe, and the good that comes up from compost, natural compost, than pesticides and whatever chemicals you might use maybe to kill off insects. That general compost is the natural way of getting organic food and getting the real good nutrients off the food, because pesticides feed on and get immune to the chemicals that you use on the plants to get them off. So they end up actually getting stronger and stronger.
The pests themselves.
Pests themselves.
Get immune to the pesticides.
Yeah.
Sure. Yep.
So natural, organic is the way. Compost. It's really wonderful. It helps the plants grow so well, and just each and every day being there. Because you also each and every day, when you look after a person or a kid, as I said, it's like a baby. You look after your baby every day, so it's something that you have to look into. Have the passion to do it, and he just told us here that you need to look after it and just be there in every step of the way, and then at the end of the day, you get the reward of eating lovely, fresh, delicious food from your own garden.
Well said, Mo. Thank you.
Great, Mo.
So So yeah, one of the reasons that we've focused on this, apart from the fact that it is our thing anyway, is that Mandela himself was a very keen gardener, and especially a food gardener. He grew vegetables at prison, where he was in prison, and it's documented in Long Walk to Freedom. There's a very long clip of me reading his excerpt from the book. If you'd like to have a look, it will be on the page. But basically, he speaks about how prison and life being, there's so many things that we can't control, but a garden gives us something to control, that gives us sovereignty. And in many ways that is true. And financially, for example, if we have our own food in the ground, we're financially independent, and we don't need to work unless we want to, to some extent, obviously depending on our luxury levels. But it certainly reduces people's control over each other. It's a very, very empowering thing. So that's fantastic. And and that Mandela definitely was very into, obviously, empowering people and encouraging self-sufficiency and encouraging also a spirit of togetherness and people cooperating, and Ubuntu and all of that. And it's fantastic. It's a great way it's fantastic to see the food growing. And I have to say, the people in Louisiana are just doing an absolutely amazing job. They're working so hard with what they're getting, and it's really exciting to see how the project's going.
And we at Green Net are helping them to empower themselves. So we actually need you all to help with donations, because we're giving them seedlings, we're giving them compost, we're actually getting people to come out and teach them how to do their gardens much easier, and also for their stuff to grow better. And we would also like to do a farmers market, organic farmers market there. That would be amazing for them, not only them, but for the tourists that can come and buy it. Yes. There are so many amazing things that we can do working with Louisiana farmers. And we would like all of you to please help. We need donations to do most of this. And so we would like to say, if you can look on our Facebook page and see how to go about giving donations. And being Mandela Day, it's a perfect day for you to all contribute. It would be amazing if you do. So please do, please do. And yes, we can't wait for everybody to pop round to the farmers market once it's up and going, and get in all your nice, fresh, organic food there. It's going to be amazing.
Absolutely. Well said, Diane. Okay, so maybe I'll just give a bit of background on our project and how it started and what happened. Basically, we found ourselves, like everybody else, suddenly faced with lockdown. I, for one, scurried around when I knew I needed essentials to last me. I went and got seedlings and some seeds and planted some stuff in my garden. And I found very soon that a lot of people were doing the same things. A lot of my friends were reacting in the same way. And one of the reasons, of course, is people also had more time on their hands, because they ended up being at home, which they don't usually have the time to spend that much time at home and in the garden, and use that time very productively. And it's been absolutely astounding how many people have revived their food gardening. And for most of us, it's not a new thing. It's not something new that we're teaching. Most of us are reminding people of basically something that they know already, and are now encouraged to revisit and to also experiment with a bit. There are lots of new ideas coming out and people learning from each other, different ways of gardening. Anyway, so what happened, to go back, was in our community here in Umtantweni, one of the local churches had a feeding scheme going when lockdown a couple of weeks into lockdown, and there were a number of all over the country. Of course, people were handing out food packs, which was absolutely amazing. It was incredible to see how people came together and helped. We looked at it and felt that we didn't have very much money available, and what we could buy in terms of food for food packs would be very limited, and we'd be able to help people maybe for a week or two. And so we felt that if we rather put that money into vegetables garden starter packs, so that they could start their own vegetable gardens, that would give them more of a long-term way of providing food for themselves. Also, not knowing how the economy would cope and whether, for how long the church would keep receiving donations towards these food packs, So that's what we did, and when lockdown eased, it eased from the first stage to the second stage, and the nurseries reopened. We went immediately and we bought up with what we had money we had available from our fundraising in February. We bought up compost and seedlings and non-GMO and heirloom seeds, which we managed to find locally. So we went to the church where the feeding scheme was happening, and we started with the people who were sort of at the end of the queue, the ones who were least likely to get food packs, because there was a limit to how much was available. And we managed the first week, which was on the 18th of May, exactly 2 months ago today. We gave out 12 starter packs. We made sure that everybody put themselves into groups, so each group consists of 4 households. A vegetable garden starter pack is a pocket of compost, 4 trays of vegetable seedlings, 4 different veggies, and then a packet of seeds with seeds for 4 different varieties of veg. And as I say, we managed to find heirloom and non-GM seeds, which was great. And the second week we managed to have 8 more of the starter packs. We managed to pick up a few donations on Facebook, and we managed to do 8 more. So we have 20 in the interim. So we've been going back every week. We go and see them, and we follow up directly with them, and the gardens are growing incredibly. Now, in the last month, we've managed to put in 5 fruit trees into communal areas, and we also have been approached by 3 more groups. So we have 3 more groups who are now putting in. We've managed to just get them going, but they have a nice big piece of land. And what's happened, I experienced now in the last week, when lockdown got a bit more serious again and everybody's gotten a bit more of a fright, we've now been approached by a whole lot of other people asking whether we could please help them to get gardens going, because they're very concerned about food security, they're concerned about their income. They were hoping to go back to work, and now their jobs aren't happening, their kids are still at home. They don't know what's happening, so they're afraid, and they are very keen. They see the food gardens as the best insurance for themselves at the moment. So absolutely, please, whatever funds we can gather, that's where they're going. We're putting in as many gardens as we can.
We'd like to help to build a little structure for them so the monkeys can't get some of those vegetables. And it gives them a pride to be able to be working in the soil, making their own food, keeping some for their families, giving some to friends, and then making a little bit of money if they can sell at a farmer's market. That would be amazing. And we can only do that with your help. We can't do all this alone. Green Net has used up all its funds at the moment helping. And we really do need the public support to do this. And there is so much amazing stuff that we can do. We just need help to do it.
When you see the video clips, you'll see what they've done. It's remarkable. I would say at this stage, we've probably got about 2 acres under vegetables. It's incredible. And everyone's finding a spot. It's starting to come into the pavements now. And it's really very exciting.
And we've also been helping families in Mzintu.
That's right.
There is 300 families there in municipal flats. We've been taking them seedlings and compost, and they are very eager to also start. And
to expand.
Yes,
Yeah.
to expand. They, at the moment, have quite small gardens, but we're hoping with everybody's help we can actually make that into something really special as well.
Yeah, there's a big communal space right in the centre courtyard, in the middle of all the flat blocks, and we'd love to put a big communal garden in there. It's as Di says, we've got there 300 families, and we've got about probably 15 or 20 at the moment who are actively engaged, but we need something that's more public so that they don't have to protect their veggies so much, because there are quite a lot of social issues in the neighborhood. So, and in fact, the more fruit trees we can get into the neighborhood, the better for all the kids, because the parents aren't all coping that well in the area.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, they definitely do need help, and we can only help if you help us to help. So
It's true.
we really, and being Mandela Day, we hope this is the day you dig into your pockets. Because we all know that Mandela loved everybody to actually have pride in themselves, grow their own vegetables, and live a healthy life, sharing amongst everybody.
Yes.
Yes.
And to care for each other.
And to care for each other, yes, definitely.
Yes, yes, and they say umuntu ngabantu. That means I'm a person because of another, and that one of another. So guys, as it's Nelson Mandela Day, let's hold hands together. Let's be kind and donate. And you know, it's so nice when you see and when you help other people, and when you see someone bear fruit and just, you know, get to feed their family because you put a smile on their face on that day because of your lovely donations. So guys, please with your kind hearts and just help wherever you can, because those people out there, they really do need the help, and you'll be surely happy to know that your money is well spent helping other people that are less fortunate than you. And by helping them, you're helping yourself also, because future-wise, you're also looking to buy fruits at a cheaper cost, vegetables at a cheaper cost, food at a cheaper cost, and you can only do that by growing stuff locally, you know.
Absolutely, and support the local economy. I mean, it's a very important aspect of environmental management, is to really support local economies and circular economies. There are a lot. And it's becoming more and more visible on the South Coast. We've got a growing network of organic food farmers, growers. We've got people who are looking after the biodiversity. We've got people looking after the ocean. We've got amazing work happening in our ocean. People working on rivers, all of this kind of thing. And there's a huge growing awareness of environmental issues and of the importance. So, for example, people are beginning to understand the relationship between plastic pollution and ocean health, and how that impacts on our oxygen supply, you know, and the reasons why it's worth recycling or minimizing your waste, and just managing things. There's a huge amount of awareness growing, and there are a lot of people on the South Coast who are very on board and very knowledgeable, and there's a huge shift towards even within tourism, to rebranding the South Coast as a green eco destination, and that is just so fantastic for all of us, because it means a better quality of life for everybody who lives here, and a stronger tourist offering than we currently have, and just participating in an overall global trend towards a more constructive way of doing things and more constructive choices. So we're all very excited about all of
Yes.
this.
Of
It's,
course.
it's
Yes.
brilliant.
Of
It's
course.
brilliant, and the future's looking bright.
And before lockdown, we were going round to all the schools and helping them to grow their own vegetables and also to do eco bricks. And we hope that all of you out there are making eco bricks.
You can see Di's video will be on. It's on already. In fact, it's been on since this morning. Di's Eco Brick presentation. By the way, if you're interested in looking into the eco bricks, I'll try to also post links to some very interesting eco brick projects. One in Noordhoek in Cape Town, for example. They made a huge bench on the beach, it seats 18 people. I think it was made from 80,000 eco bricks. So that's that's a substantial amount of single-use plastic taken out of the environment and made into quite a beautiful public space. So those are the kinds of things. When we work with schools, we tend to create benches and tables for the playgrounds for the kids to use in the playground, and then we also workshop with members of the school, preferably like the fathers or the bigger boys, the bigger kids, not just the boys, but we workshop some basic timber working with them and show them how to work with recycling pallets or using invasive alien trees that are in the environment already, that sort of thing. So yeah, it's a long piece of string. There's so much happening, but yeah, and also, by the way, all the growing and planting of edible plants is also very important in our towns, and this is one of the Green Net's big things, is to try and get some urban greening going, and part of that consists of planting fruit trees and edible plants, things like your num-nums, your matangulu, your kai apples, which are edible for the animals, but also ordinary fruit trees and food in public spaces, so that people who don't have money for food can eat. And so the children, I mean, when we were kids, we had fruit trees that had been planted on the pavement by the municipality. And we were quite poor, but we always were healthy because we got fruit every day. We had peach trees and apricots. That's up in the East Rand in Springs. It was a working class area, but we had mulberry trees on the pavements, apricot trees, and when we walked home from school every day, we ate the best fruit in the world. It was amazing, and that it should almost be government policy to provide that for citizens. And a lot of people complain about crime in town, but half of the crime is people stealing food or stealing clothes. I mean, really, it's insane. So there should be food available, and the more we plant, the less it can be stolen by definition, and the less need there can be. Okay, I'll stop. I get a bit carried away.
And during lockdown's a perfect time to teach your children how to grow plants.
Absolutely.
Because it can be quite exciting watching the little beans come alive. And you've got to watch my T-shirt video about growing onions and T-shirts is amazing. And quite exciting watching all those little roots form.
Yep.
Yes. And we have heard about the socks, wetting socks and putting in madombis to get them to shoot. That's also. And we say thanks to Matt for all that wonderful advice, because he has some amazing ideas.
Yes.
Vuka Valley is also part of the Green Net group. We do work together often on projects, and we're very, very grateful that Matt comes and helps our farmers and teaches them how to plant. And Tanda has also been amazing, the way they stepped forward and helped, especially today with them coming forward and helping us. We are really grateful for all this help. And because the Green Net can pull together people from all different walks of life.
We've also got Secret Setela.
Yes.
Yep, Jean-Louise gave a couple of inserts about what she does in the gardens at Secret Setela, which is absolutely, it's beautiful in Munster. It's linked to the Munster Motor Museum, and they have a nature reserve there, and they have beautiful accommodation, and her children are like chefs, and it's amazing. They have very, very beautiful place. And she talks about the organic gardens, their way of gardening, which is something quite new. I'm seeing a lot of that online, and I've been experimenting myself. You'll see my little video with no dig gardening, and trying not to disturb the soil at all. And her veggies are absolutely exquisite. And if you go to her and you want some veggies from her garden, she picks them while you're there. You walk in the garden, she picks them for you, and you take them home in a banana leaf. So she doesn't use any packaging. It's gorgeous, beautiful.
And I see Peter Fourie has already done a live show with his bamboo. We're very grateful that he also is on board helping us with all of that. And there are so many people that the Green Net is in contact with. And there are so many people that we can call in to help with different projects. So therefore, we really do need your help with donations so that we can carry on doing this. Because it's important that we can be a go-between with the farmers and the different people that have all this knowledge. And we can only do that with your help. We cannot call in people and expect them to pay their own petrol and everything to come and help, unless we can actually help them too. So we do need your help in all of this. And come on, you must have some nice...
I'll just say on
Yes.
that note, if you're on the South Coast and this is your thing, become a friend of the Green Net. Get hold of us, and we'll put you on our WhatsApp groups and our email lists and get you involved. Thank you.
Yes, I want us to try something here, all three of us. I'll see our clap right now. You see that clap? That clap, was it loud enough? Hear it again. It's not loud enough, but if we all clap
We all
together,
have to clap. Mo's teaching
like
now.
can we all clap
Okay,
together
well,
at the same time? One, two, three, go. Can you hear how impactful and how louder that clap was, all of us together? So that means that alone, yes, we can clap, but then the impact is not there, and it's not the same. But then together we can be louder, together we can grow, together we can achieve the impossible. So together we must reunite, and together can we just dig deep into our pockets and into our hearts and just, give in the spirit of Mandela, give in the spirit of kindness and in the spirit of Ubuntu, and let us build a brighter and greener future together.
And plant some veggies and a tree quickly. We start. It is a danger.
Yeah.